What's up everyone, it's Brad with the Hodl fandom. You know the saying, don't judge a book by its cover? Well, the Fed just passed a bill that will impact us here in the crypto and NFT space, but under the cover of a hot topic right now. That's inflation.
Inflation Reduction Act.
Democrats say that they now have the votes to pass the Inflation Reduction Act.
On this vote, the yeas are 50, the nays are 50. The Senate being equally divided, the Vice President votes in the affirmative and the motion to proceed is agreed to. The clerk will report the bill.
Nearly $80 billion in IRS funding as part of the, quote, Inflation Reduction Act.
This act is 725 pages long, and hidden in there are provisions that will clamp down on us crypto and NFT investors. I'll give you the quick summary here in today's video. Let's get into it. First and foremost, I think I need to quickly explain to my subscribers why I've been missing in action for the month of July. I've created zero content on any platform. Not because I didn't want to, but because I physically wasn't able to. I suffered pretty bad injuries to both my wrists and my hand area. It's a long story, but they both are feeling much better today. Although the right hand is lagging behind the left, which sucks because I'm right-handed. Regardless, for the first time in what feels like a very long time, I'm finally starting to feel like myself, so we're slowly getting back into creating content. Let's get into this Inflation Reduction Act. Now, within these 725 pages, there are reforms to things like corporate taxes, prescription drug prices, and tax enforcement. We need to be concerned about that tax enforcement area. Now, there is a debate on both sides of the aisle whether this will materially affect inflation and whether that effect will be positive or negative. Now, I'm not going to get into that debate with my opinion on what side I believe. This video is on its impact on us because it is an act that has passed, it has received enough votes in Congress, and Biden will likely sign it this weekend, making it official. Of the $80 billion going to the IRS in this bill, by far the biggest allocation is to enforcement. $46 billion, or 57% of the $80 billion, will be going strictly to enforcement. And what is enforcement to them? So let's dig into that act to see what they define as enforcement. And you don't have to go that far. On page 32, that's part 3, section A, subsection 2, it breaks down what that $46 billion itemized under enforcement will be used for. It will be to determine and collect owed taxes, to provide legal and litigation support, to conduct criminal investigations, including investigative technology, and to provide digital asset monitoring and compliance activities. Let me read that again. To provide digital asset monitoring and compliance activities. That's crypto and NFTs. So the biggest portion of that $80 billion is going to the IRS, is going to enforcement. And there is explicit documentation in that act that crypto and NFTs will be included in this enforcement. Biden's been trying to clamp down on crypto investments for years now, but he's now passed a bill that will fund the organization to do just that. Plus, consider that there is an estimated $50 billion per year of unpaid crypto taxes. It was only a matter of time that the Fed did something to get their piece of that pie. They've already been setting the stage with the continual crackdowns on non-compliant exchanges who don't comply with proper KYC and AML, which essentially controls the on-ramps and off-ramps of money. If the money in doesn't match the money out, and the delta isn't found on that person's tax returns, they already have a basic system for finding high-risk individuals. Currently, crypto audits are few and far between, and generally if you traded or cashed out less than 5 figures, those people were off the radar. However, with an additional $80 billion, I'd expect that number of audits to increase. Now, if internet sleuths like CoffeeZilla can find the root of many scams, I can imagine an organization with many more zeros in their budget can do much more. Although CoffeeZilla is really, really good, but $80 billion is a lot of money. So what can we do? Well, I know most of you don't think about taxes this time of the year, and I'll definitely do another video about taxes in December of this year like I did last year. But if you've never looked into it, I recommend an early look because many get overwhelmed on the documentation and try to do it all at the last minute and then they just give up. There are programs that do crypto taxes, so look into that now and learn how to connect your wallets to those programs. I believe that's how they track your gains and losses automatically. You can also start finding accountants that specialize in taxes and are familiar with crypto taxes, so you're not left scrambling when they're all busy as they usually are during year end and during tax season. And if you're doing things manually, get familiar with how to download your statements from exchanges. And like myself, I do my own taxes. I have everything saved on a spreadsheet with screenshots of each transaction plus all those downloaded statements for backup. You can get your spreadsheets ready now and set up everything so you're not scrambling during crunch time. So you can see I'm very much for reporting on taxes. I'm an accountant. I kind of have to be. If you're not pro reporting on taxes, people do purchase fake KYC accounts or use exchanges without KYC, but the regulators are coming, so I do not recommend that. Some may have gotten away with it in the past, but again, enforcement and regulation is coming. If you do get caught, the penalties include interest on any amounts owed plus a hefty fine. Not to mention, you'll be on the IRS or CRA's radar for years and will probably be audited more often than anyone else going forward. I just hope as the year goes on, governments have more specific tax guidance because most countries lack the specifics on certain aspects of crypto and NFT investing, leaving the rules up for a lot of interpretation. Again, we'll revisit this in December with a breakdown of the tax landscape as it stands at year end. Anyways, this is just a quick PSA to the crypto fam as I get back into the swing of things. Thanks so much for watching. Please consider liking, subscribing, and following. And I'll see you in the next video.